Hi, I'm Helen. I am an Eden Energy Medicine practitioner. So this week in the clinic, I noticed that some of the older people coming in were feeling very anxious. They had been taking the government advice to cocoon and have been doing so for the last 3 to 4 months. However, now that they can go back out into the community, they're finding it difficult. They are very anxious about developing or being in contact with COVID-19 or ending up getting it. They're very wary about how to protect themselves, and they feel very disempowered by leaving their home. Obviously, this isn't good for their mental health, because to be at home all the time without constant interaction is not good for our mental health. The other people that I've seen this week have been young people, and they too, amazingly, are equally anxious. They feel by going into work that they're putting themselves at risk, and because a lot of young people are not obeying the COVID rules, they feel very vulnerable when they're out and about, because they get into gangs of young people and they don't know how to exclude themselves from that. So tonight's talk is going to focus on our aura, which is one of the ways we can keep our energy body strong. And we're also going to do a little exercise for fear, one for worry, and one for anxiety. So I hope you'll stay with me and at least find one of the exercises useful. So I'm going to talk about the aura. So I don't know how many of you already know about the aura, but it is like a bodysuit that protects us from harmful energies in our environment. The aura has 7 layers, so I'll just show you this picture. So here is a picture of our aura. You can see how it surrounds us. Ideally, our aura goes out as far as our fingertips in every direction. So it's like here, here, and here. So as well as being a spacesuit that protects us from harmful energies, it's also an antennae in that it seeks out good experiences for us. So it's a really good idea to keep your aura as strong as possible. How are some of the ways you might recognize that your aura is not doing as good a job as you need it to? It's if things are getting in on top of you. If you suddenly find you're being really sensitive to what other people are saying, if you're very sensitive to loud noises. Also, if you've been ill for a while, often when we're ill, our aura gets quite weak, or if you've recently had surgery, that's another good reason to strengthen your aura. When you have a very strong protected aura, you feel safe and confident, and by strengthening and doing these aura exercises, you will be able to leave home feeling much more confident within yourself. So maybe before we begin this exercise, and I'll demonstrate it first and then we'll do it together, I want you to take a moment to see, can you sense the auric field around you? So you could just rub your hands together and shake them off, and can you feel energy between your fingers? And just noticing, if you can, how far out does that energy go? Can you notice where the outline of your energy field stops and starts? So I can feel mine's way out here today, and that's because I've been doing a lot of the aura exercises preparing for this class. So the figure 8 is part of the aura. You can see the Celtic weave makes up the aura, and you can see those figure 8s all over it. So by doing figure 8s, we can really strengthen our aura. So just get up and just move in a figure 8 pattern. Just really gently, you can move those hips, and just all the way down, all the way up. And you can really fluff your aura out. You know, just think about how far out you want this to be. When I go shopping around Christmas, I make sure mine is really, really strong, because everywhere is so crowded. Our aura attaches to the body here, so this is another great place to do the figure 8, because it really connects it to us. And a really fun way to strengthen your aura is by using poi balls. So I have my pie balls here, which I love. So you can just use one, so just it brings the energy out even further. You can use it in every direction. So if you really feel you need extra protection, that you need something at your back, it's great to do them behind you. You can use both. For some reason my left hand is a little weaker today, so just see that figure 8 pattern all around you. It's really good to do this to music, and this is a really fun way for young people to work with their aura, because there's an element of fun, but you can really feel that energy moving around you. So the main exercise we teach for keeping our aura strong is called the Celtic Wave. So I want you to rub your hands together and shake them off, putting your hands on your thighs. This is always a good way to ground yourself, by just putting your hands on your thighs and legs and just feeling yourself being upheld by the floor. Now we're bringing your hands up to beside our ears, bringing the elbows in close, crossing the hands and pushing out. And just feel yourself pushing out that energy. Bending over at the waist, crossing the hands and pushing out that energy. And then dropping down to the ankles and again pushing out that energy. And just imagine you could bring all that energy up and let it pour down on top of you. So just tune in again and notice. So bring your hands together. Does it still feel like your energy ends in the same point? Can you feel that energy spacesuit? After using the pie balls, mine feels as if it almost can hit the door over there. So think about the level of protection you get going into crowded spaces and knowing that your energy is really strong. So now we're going to look at fear. So with fear, fear is a very frozen energy. Fear is part of the winter rhythm, and you can just think about those blocks of ice. What I notice about fear is people procrastinate a lot when they're afraid, because their energy is frozen. They're literally unable to move. So the exercise I want to do today for fear is called blowing out the candle. So we're going to sit down. This is the simple version of it. Just putting your hands underneath your armpits and bringing your body towards your knees. But just imagine you're blowing out a candle, and we're going to do it with a whoo sound. So, and then rocking back again. So inhaling and then exhaling with the whoo. So just imagining blowing out that candle and all that fear dissolving as the candle flame is extinguished. So. And bringing your hands back to here. And again, tune in, just notice how your body feels. Has the fear dissipated? You just need to get rid of a little bit of fear to be able to get up and start moving again. And once you actually get up and start moving, action destroys fear. So once you move out of the house and once you're taking definitive action, you're in charge of your fear instead of the other way around. So then I was going to talk about worry. So worry for me is about, having certain thoughts that go round and round in your head. Usually those thoughts are very exaggerated. So, oh my God, I'm going to go out and I'm going to bang into somebody and somebody's going to infect me. And what if I don't have my face mask on me? And what if I'm in the wrong place when somebody sneezes? It's like there are just so many thoughts and they go round and round and round, and it's really, really hard to stop them. So that's what we mean by worry. So when we have worry thoughts, it sends a lot of stress signals down through the body, activating the fight or flight. So we're going to do the neurovascular hold for the worry. Worry is associated with stomach meridian. So we're going to put one hand on our forehead, which is the neurovascular points, neuro, brain, vascular, blood. So we're training the blood to come back up from the extremities of our body, back up to our brain so that we can begin to think clearly again. And then we're going to put our thumb on our cheekbones. So this is the hold. So just imagine all those thoughts just churning around and just holding these points until either the thoughts go away or you just feel calm when they come up. So you can hold these points for as long as you wish, and then finish by holding your hands in your heart. And again, noticing, how has this exercise helped? So then we're going to move on to anxiety. I was listening to one young person this week who was so afraid about going to work, so afraid about meeting her friends, so afraid about anything that all she wanted to do was sit in the house. She really felt the anxiety in her chest and in her stomach. So this exercise is very, very soothing for anxiety because it works both on stomach meridian, it works on bladder meridian, which is associated with the nervous system, and it works on the liver meridian, which is associated with self-judgment. A lot of us do this instinctively when we're upset. We just rest our hands on our cheekbones. So you're along the path of stomach meridian here, but you're also activating penetrating flow. So penetrating flow is all associated with this area of our body, and as you can see, that's deep within where anxiety can be stored. So it helps to activate penetrating flow to be able to manage that. And now we're going to place our middle fingers here at the start of our eyebrows, again associated with bladder meridian and our nervous system. And then pushing up with some force all the way up to the hairline. So the hairline is associated with liver meridian. So liver is about releasing toxins, and it's also to do with self-judgment. A lot of us give ourselves a really hard time for being anxious. We think we're stupid, we're not able to cope. So a lot of negative self-criticism doesn't help. So this will help to calm that too. And then bringing all our hands together and just pulling the forehead across, again working on stomach meridian and ending out here at triple warmer meridian. And this is going to help us with our fight and flight response. And coming back to here. So I'm going to repeat that exercise without the commentary this time. You can just follow me along. So just resting our hands on our cheekbones. Breathing in and out. Bringing our middle fingers to the starting point. Pushing them all the way up to the hairline. Then bringing all our fingers together, pulling our forehead apart to the temples. And then coming back and resting here. So thank you for joining me this evening. I have lots of videos on my YouTube channel, the Eden Method Ireland, where you learn these really simple energy tools that make such a difference to your life. Imagine being able to go out feeling joyful, confident and peaceful, and being able to take charge of your life. That's the gift of Eden Energy Medicine. So please join me again next Sunday evening, and as I say, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Eden Method Ireland. Thank you and good evening.